If you are a personal injury lawyer looking for more signed cases, pay attention. I'm gonna show you exactly how we do it for dozens of clients using Facebook ads. Now I get it, there's a lot of people like me on your feeds making all sorts of crazy guarantees and 14 signed cases so you don't pay. That's not what we're doing here. We're doing real marketing and advertising here. There's no guarantees, there's no hacks, there's no shortcuts. You're a lawyer, you should know that, especially in the space that you operate in. It's the most competitive vertical on the planet. It's incredibly expensive. Anybody who's making guaranteed claims, they should be investigated by the FTC. And I encourage you to start doing that because my Facebook feed is overwhelmed with these types of people. And I know yours are too, but what we're gonna talk about is good old fashioned marketing and advertising because it works. And we're not doing this like selling you leads on your behalf. We're doing this underneath your brand. And that's important because Facebook also gives you the opportunity to get your name and face in front of people, just like a billboard, for a lot cheaper, where people are actually paying attention because they live their entire lives on their phones and scrolling Instagram. Oh, but it also allows you to get signed cases, especially in MBA, for less than $2,000 a piece. So pay attention. I'm gonna walk you through how we do it for clients like Shook & Stone, Vegas-based injury firm, crushing it for them. I'm gonna walk through some ad examples that we do with them. Steiner Green & Finer, another massive MBA firm here in Florida with locations all across the state, doing hundreds of signed cases a month. So look at Facebook ads, again, to me are the best opportunity if you want signed cases fast. SEO is amazing. We do a lot of SEO for our injury clients, but it just takes a long time. And if you don't have the right equity standing with Google, you might never rank, just point blank. PPC ads are really expensive as well. If you're not willing to spend 50 to 100 grand a month, you're just not gonna get results just because the cost per click is so high. Facebook ads, on the other hand, are incredibly cheap in comparison to Google ads. And the reason being is because of how the algorithm works, because people are spending much more time on Facebook and Instagram. They go to Google one time and you bid on that one-time search for MBA lawyer. Facebook, you get the opportunity to get in front of them multiple times. Now, the trade-off is that Facebook is a creative platform, which means, you guessed it, you gotta do some work. You gotta make some video. I'm gonna walk you through how we do that with our clients, how we extract video from the most busy injury attorneys on the planet, and how we can supplement with other types of video as well. But Facebook is just a powerhouse. It has the best roadmap. People are spending, let's just call it what it is. If you have kids, look at how much time they're spending on Facebook and Instagram. It's disturbing. And adults do it too, believe it or not. We're talking about 6 to 8 hours a day. That's a lot of opportunity for you to get your name, your face, your brand, your message, and also your offer in front of your target audience at a very low cost. If you compare the cost per impression on Instagram to that billboard you're paying for, we're talking about pennies on the dollar. And oh, by the way, people are actually paying attention to it because we make creative ads that people want to see and engage with. So we have an 8-step process that we run through. I'm not going to go through all this because you're going to glaze over. I'm going to touch on the key points here. The biggest things really are creative. Number one, when I say creative, I mean video, right? We have to be able to make video on behalf of our clients that engages, that entices, that entertains. Otherwise, you're just not going to have success. We have a formula to do that. We have an entire ad library. We've done this for hundreds of law firms now. Number two is really conversion tracking, targeting, that whole kind of like technical hodgepodge mixed into one. And then number three is intake, right? I'm boiling this process down into like the 3 key main points, the biggest points, because I don't want to bore you, but those are the 3 biggest things. If and when we nail those 3 things, you're going to make a lot of money. So step 1 is, how do we get ads built? You're a busy lawyer, you don't have time, you don't have a video team, you don't like being on video. Although I gotta say, I give you all a lot of credit because over the past year or 2, I've really seen kind of like a thawing in like the pushback on making video. You know that you need to. You just haven't had the right strategy, you haven't had the right team, the right process. I'm gonna show you how we do that now. So I'm just gonna pop open a folder from one of our clients that we do this with. All of our clients, you get access to a wide open folder that's got a ton of access to information. Everything that we do is very transparent here, but every single week what you get from us is you get a creative request. So on a weekly basis, after you get onboarded, after we get access to everything, we're in this constant flow of script ideation and video building. So this is exactly what that document looks like. Let me zoom in a little bit for you here and just kind of walk you through it. So it gives you all the requirements for filming. You do not need a video team. You do not need to be professional. Honestly, your cell phone is just fine. We actually prefer it because that's how we build all this. And then what we give you too, one, are proven scripts because we've done this a million times before, but we're also going to give you examples of exactly what this ad looks like when we've done it before, whether we film this for clients or just an example of a client. This is actually one of our internal creators that we'll use. I'll talk about that in a second. And then we also give you exactly how to film it, right? We go through the trouble of taking everything off your plate to show you exactly how it should be filmed on your cell phone. So you can do this with a tripod, you can do this with somebody internally, but honestly too, like you don't even need to do this yourself. You can have your intake team do it. You got some bubbly personalities in the office. We want to see your team. It doesn't have to be just you. Whoever we can get on camera, that's what we want. And I'm going to show you some examples of what this looks like. And then we give you the script. All you gotta do is read this. You can change it if you want, but every single week you can see you're getting these script requests from us. You film them, you send them back to us. We handle the editing, we handle the captions, we make it look nice with B-roll, all that different stuff. You can use it on your Instagram profile if you want, but these are really for ads. So every single week you're getting that from us. We're editing the ads, we're giving you approval of the ads, we're putting disclaimers on the ads. We're also writing the ads. This is an ad document that we have for all of the ads that we write, right? So every single week we're writing new ads. This is a creative platform. We need to feed as much creative to it as possible. If you struggle with Facebook ads, it's because you're probably not doing enough creative and you're not doing the right type of creative. So every single month we're pumping 40 new ads every single month, charting them through, promoting the winners, demoting the other ones. And we're just constantly getting your name and face in other ways and angles in your logo, because if it's just the same video over again, people are like, all right, dude, like this feels like a late night TV commercial here, right? Like, so we're hitting with all these different styles. Now, what's also cool too is we can do these on your behalf. So we've actually built an internal creative team. We hedge our bets. You sign as a client and then 3 weeks in, you're like, hey man, I'm going on vacation for a month to Europe. I know how y'all roll sometimes. Jealous, but we'll do the videos for you. We have an internal creative team. This is one of our creatives. She's awesome. She's also one of our social media managers, and we'll actually just film the video for you if you can't do it. We'll just use actors. We'll put disclaimers on top of it. This one's for a slip and fall. Slip and fall crushes it, by the way. I know it's not NBA, but you can see the cuts, the style. It's very, I don't want to say cool, but it's very new age, right? Like we're going after stuff that we see a little bit more organically and that we know work. I'll just pop back into this document real quick too to just show you for some of our clients. So Shook and Stone, this video here, just literally there's no talking. There's just some trending audio in the background and it's just for people in the office reacting. This is their top performing ad in the entire campaign. That simple ad has driven, I can't even count how many leads now. Literally thousands of leads have been driven by that simple ad. Why? It's organic, it's native. It feels like what people see on TikTok, Instagram, organically and natively. And again, it's not an attorney talking head video. Attorney talking head videos will mix in. So like here's one, that we scripted for them. This is their head attorney here at a job site just talking about being injured at work, right? So like these videos do well too, but we also do like, again, like this is like a trending style video that we filmed for them on their behalf, again, using our internal creative team, and they work super well. So we supplement as well. If you can't hit the cadence, if you can't get to that number, then we have the ability to supplement for you and just basically get it done for you. And that honestly, like when we talk about like percentage of the campaign, that's like 70% right there is the ability to get this. So we have a full creative team that is working with you on a weekly, daily basis, sending you emails, sending you updates, checking in, holding you accountable, managing the project, etc., to make sure that we're hitting this. We'll also scrape any past videos that you have and repurpose them as well. But that's just a big part of it. Okay, so that's part one. And again, that's 70% right there. I can pretty much guarantee success if we get to that point in the campaign with you, once we're getting those ads up and running. Two is the technical targeting and data management and ads management. This is obviously an important part too, but when it comes to personal injury, anybody can be hurt at any time, especially car accidents, right? So like there's not a lot of targeting that we do. The creative does a lot of the targeting, but it's the behind the scenes technical details that really make Facebook understand who we want to target. So we run very broad targeting campaigns. It's literally like a mobile billboard. There's some nuances to what we'll do in there, but the key is being able to then feed data back into the Facebook platform afterwards with signed cases, right? Because Facebook is going to generate leads, but like those leads, as we all know, are not always qualified. So if we're telling Facebook that a lead is what we're going after, the campaign isn't going to work over the long term. We got to get some signed cases coming from those Facebook ads that we can then feed back manually in offline conversions in the platform. And then Facebook's like, oh, okay, now I know who you really want to target. That's when things really start to snowball. So part three of this is intake, because if your intake team, and I say team, but you have to have a dedicated intake person who is willing to pick up the phone, call, chase, text. And we do automations off the back of that as well. But these are ultimately chase leads. These are not phone call leads. They're coming through a form submissions, which means you need to contact them, which means right off rip, the leads are they're going to not be available. So intake can get burned out if they are not able to close them on one call when they actually get them. That's going to be a problem. Intake and marketing, this is a 50-50 relationship. Like we can't do this without intake. You don't have a dedicated intake person, it's just not going to work. Like if you're trying to pick up the phone on your own, like it's not going to work. It's not for you. So intake is incredibly important. We push all the leads directly into your CRM, tagged with the campaign that it's coming from, so you can see that and understand it. We work directly with your intake team too to check on call quality, get the signed cases. We need feedback from them to understand what's going on. So we work very closely with your intake team too. We're kind of sitting in the bridge between marketing and sales and advertising. So generally speaking, depending on your market, you're looking at like a $10,000 to $15,000 a month investment into the ad spend. Personal injury, that's actually probably the cheapest that you're going to find. If you want to do Google ads, like I said, you're looking at 30 to 50 depending on your market. So that's it. This is just a quick overview of how we do it, the success that we have. And if you're interested in having us do this with you and for you, there's a link below this to my calendar. You're going to talk to me directly. We'll talk about your law firm. We'll talk about your marketing. We'll talk about your budget. We'll talk about what you want and what type of cases you want. And I'll tell you if we can get them for you, and I'll draw up a roadmap of how we can make that happen. So if you're interested, book a time on my calendar. If not, I'll see you in the next video.